What's up, Knicks Nation? Got a nice show for you tonight. We are optimistic as the 2025-26 season is upon us. There's a lot of things to look forward to. New coach, right? New schemes, new energy. And there's some things we're going to talk about. I hinted towards the fact that I'm looking forward to the double big lineup. Yes, I said it. And I really do think Jalen Brunson is going to take his game to a whole nother level. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to try to give you 10 things. We have enough time. 10 things that we are looking forward to this season. 10 things that Knicks fans definitely are dying to see from the boys in orange and blue. Let's get to it. Hello, welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. So, welcome. This is going to be a nice show. 10 things we're looking forward to. I want to salute the chat before I get started. I see some good people in the building. Salute to my man Mellow Mike. I see you in the house. My man Randu, channel member. Salute to you, Randu. I see Michael in the house. Salute to you, channel member in the building. Who else is in the building? Salute to everyone. Definitely hit that like button. Stevie Nicks, I see you there. Salute to all you guys. I do appreciate you. So tonight, I'm going to try to make this show, a little shorter than usual because we got a special show we're doing on Big Dog Talk Sports right after this. So I'm not going to make you guys wait too much longer. Now, journal, guys, it's there. Get the pre-order bundle. It's fire. If you want to know how I keep track of all the stats like I did last year, I'm going to do that and more this year. In order to know everything and really capture the game and really show why you are an objective fan, a level-headed fan, go get yourself that journal, man. The link to it is pinned in the chat. Podcast tomorrow, 100%, around noon. I planning on making the big cover reveal tomorrow on the podcast. A lot of changes. Of course, the season starts this week, and this is why we're here. We're going to preview the things that we are excited for. Wednesdays is it's game one. It's Judgment Day, baby. And, man, salute to the boys in orange and blue, man. I'm hyped. I ain't gonna lie. I've never been this confident in a long time. I haven't been this confident since I was a delusional fan in the 90s. So a lot of great things I expect out of these guys. So I'm going to jump right into it, man. As you come in, make sure y'all smash that like button. But I'm going to jump right into it, man. So I'm going to go with the double. Nope, I'm going to wait for the double big. I'm going to get to the double big. I'm going to start. My first thing I want to see from the Knicks, and I think that this is important. I think all of us wants to see us get to that 50-win mark once again. Now, we were projected, I think it was ESPN. Let me see if I could pull it up. I think ESPN had us at 53.5 wins this season, or maybe it was Vegas. And I ain't gonna lie. I know that this is going to take time. So I want to say, yeah, we're going to win 60 games. But looking at how things were developing in preseason, not that preseason matters in terms of stats and things of that nature. Like preseason means, if you struggle in preseason, that means you're going to struggle in the season. No. But there are some things that I think is going to take time for them that they're going to have to work on. The whole 1 through 4 offense, really, when you look at the offense, there's only 2 positions on the floor now. He compressed the whole 1 through 4. 1 through 4 is now one position, and then the center spot is its own position in the system. So it may take some time for those guys to grasp it. I know we got a very favorable stretch. You know what? Let me go. You know what? I don't have research mode set up. I'm gonna do it on the behind the scenes, but I'm gonna look at the schedule because I know the first 20 games is looking really good because we have a lot of teams who, well, we have a lot of home games, one, and I think that we have a lot of matchups against teams that, I think that we have an advantage over. So initially, when we said, what do we think this team will do? We said that they would, I mean, some people were saying 16-4, 17-3 in the first 20 games, but I just want to quickly take a look at the give me 2 seconds. I want to look at the schedule with you guys because I know we got Cleveland, then we got Boston. Boston's definitely a winnable game. I mean, they're a shell of who they were last season. All right, so let me just hit the button. Bam. So now y'all should be able to see it. All right, go back. Hopefully I don't got to make no adjustments. Maybe I got to zoom out. Zoom out so you guys can see the screen. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So this is our first a couple of games that you can see on the screen, right? And a lot of these games are home games, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of your first 12 games are home, right? So it's a very, very favorable schedule. And I honestly believe the NBA has, a lot of high expectations for the Knicks, thus putting them in such a favorable light, schedule-wise. But initially, I think I said 15-5. During this stretch, I mean, you have Cleveland, that's a tough game. You got Orlando's going to be a tough game. Minnesota's going to be a tough game. Dallas may be a tough game, and you have Orlando twice, so maybe you split those games. But the rest of these games, honestly, are against teams that I don't think that are on our level. So even if we look at those 4 or 5 tough games and let's just mark them as losses, right? That will put you at what, 16-4, 15-5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 13-7 or even 12-8 as a period of time where they have to learn each other, learn the system, and then as the season goes along, I know we have some scary stretches down the stretch, but I think that we will be fine. I think once we get into January, I think the system will be mastered. 50 wins 3 years in a row. A lot of great teams have achieved that mark. I just think that it shows that we have an error. We have a quality Knick error, something that we hadn't seen since the 90s. And I think getting that 51, I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to surpass it. Now, whether or not we get more than 53.5 wins, initially I was saying anywhere between 55 to 57 wins. I'm comfortable with the over still. I'm comfortable with 54 wins. I'm thinking that's the way I'm feeling right now. I do think that these are the 3 alternatives it's going to be. And 2 of them, one of them I don't see happening. It's either we're going to be really bad. I'm talking about bad to the point where we below 500 in the first 20 games. I don't see that happening. Or we're going to be very dominant. Some of the numbers that I spoke about earlier, 17-3 and all of those things. And then you have that middle ground where it's like you show flashes, but you may have lost some games that you wasn't able to win. And I think that in between the 17-3 and that middle ground, I think that's where we'll fall. So, but nonetheless, I expect us to get 50 wins. And also, if I could add to top 2 seed, I think that realistically, you have Cleveland Cavaliers. They're the regular season champions, right? Salute to the regular season champion. I'm going to give them a salute. Salute to the regular season champion, Cleveland Cavaliers, right? They're always doing great during the regular season, right? Multiple 50-win seasons. and they look so dominant. But for some reason, when it gets to the postseason, they just fall apart. And I expect a little bit more of the same from the Cavaliers this year, even if the Cavaliers has a higher seed than us. But also, I think the top 2 seed, giving us that home court advantage in the first 2 rounds at least, I think that it's monumental. Though we didn't have it last year against Boston in the second round. I mean, we stole those 2 games early in Boston. I do think that this year, especially when you're going up against the Detroit Pistons of the world, the Orlando Magics of the world, I do think that it may be best for you to have that home court advantage. Like a team like Orlando is so good at home, it's a little scary to me. And that takes me to the second thing I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be moving a little bit fast because I got a show I'm doing after this, Big Dog Talk Sports. As you enter the building, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel. All right, let me just say hello to some good people really quick. I'm going to peek into the chat. I see my man Michael in the building. What's he saying? Okay. Fist the Knicks before I made a judgment. Okay. Size 9 said, bro, I didn't take this. Okay, you don't take it home with you. Salute to you, Size 9. You give Size 9 a salute. By the way, Size 9, you made comment of the week on the podcast tomorrow. Just a heads up, Size 9. Let's see. Old man Nick says 15-5. Okay, cool. Just a peek in the chat. Keep smashing that like button, and definitely as you enter the building. Now let me continue. So the next thing I talked about home games. Another thing I want to see from the Knicks is 30 wins, 30 home wins. If the Knicks can get 30 home wins, last year we had 27 home wins. Pretty good. Better than the year before that. We kind of struggled at home a little bit more than the other top 3 teams in the conference. But Madison Square Garden is such an advantage, especially to start the season. If you guys want to get to all my 60 win people, all my first seed 60 win people, they have to at least get 30 home wins. At least. I know on the road we do pretty good. We always have like one of the best road records in the Eastern Conference. And part of that's due to you, salute to you guys, because you guys travel. And a lot of Knicks fans live out of state. So on the East Coast, every game is a home game. Every game for the Knicks is a home game. I expect to see these guys get 30 wins. It's a measure of dominance that we hadn't seen in a long time. I can't remember if the 2013 Knicks won 30 home wins. I doubt it. You probably got to go back to the 90s to get 30 home wins from a Knicks group. I think that is more than doable. I think the NBA has sort of put us in a prime position to deliver. I think that, the Garden is a place that you rarely see the boos. Oh, we're going to boo. But, usually if the Knicks are playing good and fighting their hearts out, you guys ain't booing the Knicks. I've seen the Knicks get smacked by 20 and we didn't get no boos. So, we're behind these guys 100%. We're going to go crazy. We're going to make it so that, when you come into the Garden, it's going to be a hostile environment. And 30 wins is my second thing that I'm looking forward to. 30 home wins. Let me jump outside of research mode. Oh, damn. My bad. I ain't mean to go back to the bumper. So, let me see where else I want to go with this. I ain't gonna lie. I got a list of like 20 things, but I'm not gonna go over all 20. So, and I didn't put them in order, so I'm just trying to figure out which I'm kind of going off the top of the head with the order right now. Okay. To stick with let's shift it up. So another thing that I expect to see this season, and you guys can let me know in the chat as I'm going along whether or not you agree you want to see it, or you can write the things that you want to see. I want 3 All-Stars. And I'll take 4, right? Some of you guys know I'm the the first one to really make this connection, I said that you hadn't had a champion in the NBA that did not have an All-NBA first-team caliber player or MVP going back to 1958. The exception to that rule, the one exception, the one aberration, the one anomaly was the Detroit Pistons in 2004. But that Detroit Pistons in 2004, I'm not sure of that year, but 4 of those guys were all-stars. Okay, they had 4 all-stars. One year they had it in 1 year. I don't think it was that year they won the championship. Bottom line is, if you want to be the anomaly, you're going to have to get great production from the others. And maybe you don't got an All-NBA first teamer, but I got 4 all-stars. And maybe, just maybe, that just may be enough to get the job done. The last time we seen 4 all-stars on one team and win, I know we had the Clippers debacle, but that don't really count because Westbrook wasn't really in his heyday, right? You know, and them guys was injury prone. So, you know, it wasn't like you was getting a rush from OKC back in them days, right? The Warriors with KD, right? KD, Draymond Green, Clay, Steph, right? Those guys were all stars, you know, caliber players all at the same time. So I'm not saying we got to be that good. Slow it down. But I'm just like putting it out there that we're going to need that star level production to win. And what we have now simply just isn't enough. It doesn't mean that it won't be this year. This is why I'm hoping to at least get 3 all-stars. I think Brunson and Cat, unless we have injuries, are a lock to be all-stars. Brunson and Cat are locks. Now, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, 2, you know, guys that are, I think they both are capable in their own right. OG Anunoby was the third option last year. And, he plays both sides of the ball. And from that one preseason, I think he only played that one preseason game in Abu Dhabi, right? I don't think he played more than one game. Or if he did, I don't remember. Either way, the one game he played, the first game he played, he had a really great performance. And you could see flashes of how he can exploit it, the opportunities in the offense with this new 1-4 system, right? So OG Anunoby can get bugged. Maybe he takes his little 18 a game to 20 a game. And maybe that's enough, because now we're on TV, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But, now he can get the notoriety for his level of defense the same way some of these other guys get, who I think that are also really good defensively. But to me, when you look at OG, to me, he's the most versatile defender in the league. Not the best defender in the league. When I say versatile, he can guard all 5 positions. Not too many guys in this league can guard 1-5. Maybe that gets him over the top. Now, Mikal Bridges, look at Mikal Bridges. I'm rooting for him. I'm happy that he got his bag. I was a little concerned. I was listening to some of the old podcasts this week inside the Knicks joints that I did, right? And it's funny, like I was talking about Randall going into the season without a contract, and quickly going into the season without a contract that year when Quickly was facing his contract extension. And I was like, I don't know. Could be on the first ship smoking. I said with Randall, if he doesn't sign by this date, I don't know. But I didn't foresee the Karl Anthony Towns trade coming. But I did know something was up because he didn't sign that extension. So once they gave Mikal the bag, salute to Mikal once again. 4 years, 150. I think that it's possible that the commitment, the fact that they believe in him, they're all in on Mikal. I mean, they traded the 5 picks that you guys won't let go. And, they're really pushing him to be that guy. And now, with the notoriety, and I'm going to touch on that next, I think that can propel him to an all-star bid. And that one play that I brought up in the game review where he came off that curl and had that little fall away shot by the nail. If they could run more curls for him going into the mid-range, off the ball, catch and shoot kind of thing, even if it's one dribble into the paint, into the mid-range, fade away, he could average 23. I mean, his mid-range shot is just that good. I'm curious to see if we got 3 All-Stars. I'm going to go off the top of the cuff. This is not even, it's on the list, but it's not on the list. I'm going to say the 38 national TV games. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. Like, you see it already how, oh, the Knicks. Everybody's talking about the Knicks. Everybody is talking about the Knicks. You know what? We deserve it. Right now, we're New York's only hope. I mean, we're the only thing to talk about in New York City. The Liberty fell. The Yankees failed. The Giants and Jets, don't get me started. I just was in the Discord server. Salute to my man, Knicks will be champs 25-26. I see you. He says that, you know, the Giants was up with 30 seconds to go, so I just get up out of there because I'm getting ready for the shows. And the Giants lose. So I'm like, damn. We are really, I don't know nothing about the Rangers. So maybe the Rangers got a chance. To all the hockey fans, salute to you. I don't really know much about the Rangers. But right now, based on what I'm hearing, based on what the talk of the town is, we're New York City's only hope. But I love to see old media. Oh, New York, they got the second best odds. Oh, New York, they're the second best team in the East. I just want to see it continue to pour in. All the, oh, New York is this, that, and the third. I love it. This is why I really want to come off to a fast start so they could really push New York down people's throats. Because, you know, we got a lot of haters, right? Salute to the haters. You're not going to get a New York City salute, but salute to you. Because we are the city's best hope, right? And honestly, we ain't taking no prisoners. I can't remember who it was. I'm not sure if it was ESPN, but one of them old media platforms, they had the Knicks as the second favorite to win the championship. That's ahead of Houston. That's ahead of Denver. That's ahead of Minnesota. So I'm looking forward to the continued notoriety, just to add that in there. I think I'm at number 5 right now. I'm going to do one more and I'm going to go to the chat. Salute to the chat. Y'all lit. I know y'all going in. I'm going to look in and peek at some of your questions there. I'm curious to see the culture. Here's another thing too. I want to see the team identity and culture under Mike Brown. You know, some of the philosophy he preaches is, I mean, you know, it's all coach good sacrifice. You know, that's universal stuff. Tibbs was talking about sacrifice. So some of the philosophical coaching stuff, I mean, it's repetitive, right? It is what it is. But I'm curious to see the impact that Mike Brown will have on these guys, because I read, it was an article that came out. We talked about it on the podcast this week inside the Knicks, right? So it was saying that how Mike Brown, he's the point guard whisperer, and citing some of the things that he was able to do with the point guards that he's worked with, De'Aaron Fox. But I know he was an assistant with Golden State. Oh, let me put my charger in so we won't lose the stream. I know he was an assistant in Golden State, right? And so he's been around championship pedigree. He coached the great LeBron James, right? Took him to the finals with, I mean, a team that, I mean, come on, dude. And also 60-something wins. I think it was 66 or 65, something that the great Ty Lue didn't do. So I'm curious to see how Mike Brown shapes these guys, right? Helps these guys, put these guys in position, because, you know, I'm listening to him talk, right? And I'm gonna get to the double big lineup in a second. I'm listening to him talk, and he wants to play faster in the half court and the full court, but he wants to start a double big lineup. I didn't understand that. So I need to see it unfold. I'm cheering for it. Salute to Mike Brown. And salute to everybody. Salute to Mitchell Robinson. Salute to Karl Anthony Towns. I'm a Knicks fan. We have a great team. And I expect great things this year, or there will be great changes. But I'm not worried about the great changes, because I got 82 games in the playoffs of basketball. A solid what, 10 months? No, 9 months? Yeah, I think 10 months if you go to the finals. So, I ain't tripping. Let me look into the chat really quickly. See what's going on. Oh, hold on. I don't got to look at that window. All right. I can look at this window. Let's see. Mellow Mike says, free throws, Mitch. Okay. Yeah. Will he knock down the free throws? That's a good expectation. That's not on my list. Perkins stay screaming Knicks, but never have a Knicks player in any of the top players list. Well, I mean, size 9. We don't got a player in the top 5. There is a player named Giannis Antetokounmpo who may or may not want to come to the Knicks at some point in the future, and y'all don't want him. We don't have a top 5 player. And I love JB. Salute to Jalen Brunson. I met him. Great guy. Great guy. Rooting for him. If he becomes a top 5 player this year, all the best to him. But he's not right now. He's not. And that's just the reality of the circumstance. So yeah, that's why you can't put us in the top 5 when we don't have someone in the top 5. Right? We got a great team. Our team is definitely top 2, top 3 to me in the league. So, but yeah, we don't got a player in the top 5. That's fine. Let me see what else you guys talking about. He's number 2. Our guys ready 2 years ago. Okay. All right. Salute to the chat, man. Before I continue cooking, do gotta put it on the screen at least. I'm going to go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. Like I told you guys, I just released the sports journal. I went to the shop. Go to the shop. Shop.thisweekinsidetheknicks.com too. That's where the merch is. I wasn't going there. I was going to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. I got some big things coming for this website. I'm going to be doing the game reviews again with the 4 notables. Salute to y'all if y'all been rocking with me for a long time. Y'all know about the 4 notables I used to do. I'm bringing that back, right? So there's a lot that's going to happen with this website. It's going to be a lot more activity. But nonetheless, this drop, sports journal, well, it hasn't been officially released yet. It's still pre-orders. But the sports journal and stat tracker bundle, with this bundle, you will be able to track 70 stats. That may sound overwhelming, but no worries. If you're a Knicks fan, I'm going to be doing all the hard work for you. You're going to get access to what I call the cheat code, the back office cheat code, a place where you can go and get all the information from me. I will be doing private journaling shows, right? And, just helping you guys become a little bit sharper, giving you guys all the stats and facts. So when you go into your conversations, you have all the information, right? Now, this is a beta title and beta cover. That's not the official title and cover. So that's why I'm just giving y'all a sneak peek. I'm giving you a chance to pre-order it. But I plan on hopefully tomorrow unveiling that. If not tomorrow, definitely before the game on Wednesday. So this is what I put together. I've been working on this for a long time. When you see me pull out all these notes, I got notes everywhere, right? I got a folder here with all types of stuff in it, right? And, I was tired of this, I was tired of doing this gets lost in the shuffle, right? This gets lost in the shuffle. You feel me? So I created a journal. So that way, and I'm going to be journaling all year into the post-game reviews, all of that stuff. So I'm just giving you guys a sneak peek. No worries. I'm going to have a commercial. It's fire. But I'm just giving you guys a sneak peek as to what's to come, okay? Let me get back into the show. Back. Oh, I don't even have the website up there. Hold on. I'm bugging. My fault. My bad. So I was on This Week Inside the Knicks, and I had the journal here. Nothing more. I just stayed right here, okay? So if you go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, basically the website that's on the screen. I didn't even realize it was there. I forgot it was there. I hadn't used this overlay in a minute, okay? I'm going to get back to it. Let me get back to the double big lineup, all right? Because I know some of you guys is waiting for that because I said on the podcast, on the call-up show, I said, I think the double big lineup should start. Now, I'm just going to say this. I don't have an axe to grind with nobody. I'm not somebody who's, oh, I don't like that guy, right? Now, I may not like the way you play. I may think you're out of position, like Mikal Bridges, perfect example. I don't think he's a two guard. I think he's out of position. I think Mikal will be one hell of a player if you put him in his right spot on the floor. I just don't know if Mike Brown's going to be able to do that, right? Hold on, I'm gonna stop the show because I just seen a green. Hold on. Listen, anytime you guys super chat or do something, members, I'm gonna go right in the chat. I'm gonna cut the bill for you. He said, hold on. Michael says the good thing about the double big lineup is that it doesn't work. Oh my God. You can switch it out on the lineups. Okay. Oh, if it doesn't. Okay. If it doesn't work. I think he said it doesn't work. Okay. If it doesn't work, I got you. Okay. Yeah, and I was gonna get to that. Salute, Michael. Thank you for posting that. That's like a members super chat. Anyway, let me get back to it. So I don't have an axe to grind, right? I want to see Mitchell Robinson do well. Matter of fact, I want him to get paid. I don't care about how they spend their money. That's their money. I want to see a player get it. Of course, I care. I'm a Knicks fan. The point that I'm saying is, if Mitchell Robinson gets paid, I'm always going to support people getting paid because we all want to get paid. So I'm not going to say Mitchell Robinson shouldn't get paid, right? Of course, I'm a Knicks fan and I'm like, hey, what about the money? But I think what will dictate all of this is success. And I think that's what I want to see. I just want us to be successful. I just want to see the double big lineup work. Because if it doesn't work, you guys know I get on the microphone 3, 4, 5 times a week, and we're going to have to address it. But I do think that Mike Brown is smart enough to make a change. I think he's smart enough to make a change if need be. But let me start with the pros of the double big lineup. So I think it was the second Abu Dhabi game, because I think they all played in the second Abu Dhabi game. Anyway, they played a lot faster with the double big lineup on the floor than they did in the first game. Mike Brown's philosophy of getting shooters in the corners fast, when he says he wants to play fast, he's not necessarily talking about everybody running. Like, oh yeah, we got to be like super athletes. What he's saying is that if I can get these guys into their positions fast, we could get into the actions fast. And then that will create some good opportunities, especially if we stick within the philosophy, which is no plays, but he wants a lot of pay and spray threes, which we have been seeing. I didn't get to the offense yet, but so I don't like Towns in the corner. I really don't. But maybe there's a method to the madness that we just don't understand yet. And maybe in practice is working. So this is how my brain is working. I'm the objective fan. How many of you guys remember last year? I said I didn't want Karl Anthony Towns. I didn't want Towns. You know, I was like, I'm Randall, But then I did my due diligence and I was like, oh, okay. I see the vision. So I'm giving Mike Brown that same grace. But like Michael said in the super chat, if it's not working, you can shift it out. You don't have to stick with it, right? You can make the change. I do think that Mitchell Robinson has an extra added bonus and motivation, not to say that he's not self-motivated, but because he ain't got that contract. And they're giving you an opportunity to start. So you can't blow it, bro. Because if you blow it, there goes your money. So he's playing for a lot. And usually when players are put into that position, they at least they'll try to thrive, right? Because you're given the opportunity. It's not like the Knicks is playing mind game. And this is what I kind of thought. I call it the Jonathan Kamunga games. clearly Jonathan Kuminga is the third best player on the Warriors. He was the second best before Butler got there. He's the third best player now. And they wasn't playing him. Oh, he doesn't fit into the system. No, it's because you didn't want to pay him. If you start him and he puts in that work, now you got to give him the money that he wants. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a business. It's never personal. It's always a business. And they're always going to go with the bottom line. So I thought that you may have seen a little bit of that with Mitchell Robinson, but clearly Mike Brown, he has Mitch out there. Even if Mitch was coming off the bench, he started him in the first preseason games, which tells me that Mitch is an integral part of the rotation, whether he starts to come off the bench. So I don't like the dribble handles. Here's some of my. I have a lot of concerns, but I don't want to be negative. This is a positive show. Salute to the double big lineup. I don't want people to think I'm tearing it down. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just going to share my two concerns and I'm going to move on. The first concern is I don't like the centers dribbling into the handoff. I don't like it. I feel like it's a recipe for disaster, especially when teams start to figure you out and they start studying your schemes and your how you move and all of those things. And oh yeah, we're just gonna bring that weak side guy there, and boom, now your turnovers is going up. I'm a little concerned about that, but I'm gonna give it a shot. My other concern that I don't like is Towns in the corner. Towns is too freaking good to be in the corner. In Minnesota, he was at least at the top of the key. And sometimes he go in the corner, but from what I'm not gonna act like I saw a whole ton of Minnesota games when he was there, but I do remember him at least being like elbow, on the elbow. They got Towns in the corner, a place that they say that he shoots the least amount of threes. I don't think he made a three in the preseason. Not that matters. That's not the end all be all. Is Towns comfortable in the corner? That's my concern. I'm gonna leave it there. So that's my double big lineup take. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully I didn't disappoint. Let me see the time. I may revisit this on the podcast too. I want to see Brunson make the first team. I want to see if Brunson could get to that first team spot. I want to see if Towns could at least get to the second. I want to see the elevation and growth of Towns and Brunson. Now, a lot of you guys, for whatever reason, I don't know who told y'all this, but y'all think that Towns is a power forward. Towns is not a power forward. Mike Brown won't tell you that Towns is a power forward. He'll tell you that he can play both positions. He's not going to tell you that Towns is a power forward. He's not a power forward. His best years of his career was the 5. When he was a power forward in Minnesota, his numbers dramatically decreased. It dramatically declined. Rebounds and points. I want to see how Mike Brown counters that and elevates Towns' game. So now him being half power forward, half center takes him to the next level. I want to see that. And I also want to see in the same breath Brunson, who it doesn't have to be with scoring. It could be with winning. I want to see Brunson get to the first team level because Size 9 put it out there like, yo, why don't they honor any of our guys as, top 5? Because none of your guys qualify to be top 5 yet right now. But that could change. A lot can happen. Joel Embiid, he came back and he's looking, decent, right? Got to see more from Joel Embiid, but who would have known coming into the season last year that Towns would have been the best center in the East? And to my Towns power forward people, now that Towns is at the power forward spot, minus Giannis, do you think Towns is the best power forward in the East? I don't know about that. But I want to see if that we need it. We need Brunson and Towns, or at least one of them, to really take their game to that level. Our championship hopes depends on it. And then I think because the time is going short, I think that the last one I'm gonna talk about, is the offense, right? And then I'll add defense to it just to combine it. I want to see us be the number one offense in basketball. Is that hard? Am I delusional? Is that too much to ask for? I want us to be the number one offense in basketball. What does that look like? Mike Brown says he would love for us to shoot 43s a game. We're averaging like 45 in the preseason. They got no issues getting the threes up in the preseason. Not to say that that's going to necessarily translate, but they're playing faster. Not faster in scoring more points, faster in taking the shots faster. They haven't been shooting the greatest. So, that's why the numbers are a little off. But they have been getting a lot more shots up, especially three-point shots. We got a lot of guys that can knock down the three ball. In fact, the only guy in our rotation as we know it, unless, Ariel or Jemison's going to be in the rotation, which the way it's been going in preseason, it's a strong possibility. But besides Mitchell Robinson, everybody can shoot the three ball. I'm talking about at a level, not just, they can shoot the three ball. I'm talking about your backup power forward in Yabusele is shooting 38% from three. Okay, that's your backup power forward, who also is a center too, right? Towns is the greatest shooting big man in NBA history, right? Jalen Brunson, super efficient. Deuce McBride. We got guys that can hit the three ball. We got a new philosophy. I'm curious to see with the paint and spray three. They've been, listen, here's another thing I like. See, a lot of people talk and say what they want to do. But I want to see if you actually get it done. So when he said, we only took one paint and spray three, I think that was in the first game. I want to see more. The next game, they had like 10 or something like that in the first half. And I'm like, I like that. That means that he's trying to actually apply the principles that he's imparting to the guys, and they're executing. So I love 95% of what they're trying to do on offense. I'm pulling for it to work. I think that, we could be a very efficient team from three. And the ball movement, has been good. Brunson hasn't been dribbling the ball. Well, he does dribble the ball a lot still. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it looks like the same old Brunson, but then the ball would move, especially when they take him off the ball, when they bring in Clarkson and Deuce. I like the Clarkson and Brunson lineup that we got to briefly see. Not to say we're going to start it, but I'm just saying I like the two of them because they're two assassins. And like when Clarkson's on the floor, you cannot double Brunson at all. You can't even press him full court because Clarkson's such a threat to score that it puts a lot of pressure on the defense to adapt and to make that adjustment. I want to see more off the ball screens. Maybe that's in the system, especially for Mikal Bridges. I think he would kill doing that. And I would like to see Towns in his comfort spots, not just in the corner. Like they try to get him to like post up in that mid post or out the corner. It just doesn't look like it looked like it needs some work. Because I don't think Towns is used to operating from that position. But Mike Brown, once again, one thing I'm going to give Mike Brown credit for right now is that he's actually trying to do what he says he's trying to do. So I look forward to the number one offense. And the defense, just to, real quickly, the drop coverage that Yuri keeps making a big deal. Like, we haven't seen the drop coverage. Don't really know much about what Brandon O'Connor is going to do. There's some things he said, but the switching elements and all these things. I'm just going to say this. We need to at least be a 12th ranked defense. At least. Can we do that in New York City? That's all. I'm going to move. I'm moving forward. There's a little bit more. Maybe I might come back and address some of these other things. I didn't even talk about the bench. I mean, there's some things I didn't even talk about, but we press for time, and I'm gonna look into the chat. I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to see what you guys talking about. Oh, salute the Dogosaurus Rex in the building. He said Clarkson is a chucker. Ha! I don't know. I don't think he's gonna chuck in New York. Was he a chucker in Utah? Oh yeah, but that's Utah. This is a whole new system. Clippers kind of deep. Clippers got a scandal. I mean, I don't know, man. The way that I don't know what's up with the scandal. Let's see. Let me see what my man Rand do. I heard Mitch was offered an extension already, but he turned it down. Oh, I gotta think about that. I'm not sure if he was offered an extension officially. I don't remember that. He probably was. What I do know is that they're gonna wait. That's the last thing that I remember reading. I gotta look into that. I'll address that on the pod tomorrow though. I don't remember seeing that, but I ain't gonna lie. The past couple of days, I haven't really been in tune with the news like that because I've just been super busy. But I'll look into that, Randall. I'll look into that. But you see that right there, if that is true, Randall, that could lead to a trade. Because that's the kind of the same deal with Quickly. Though I don't even think they offered Quickly a contract. Because I think Quickly was already on the record saying he wanted the $100 million deal. See what else you guys talking about. JJP says we'll watch the game. Salute to you, JJP. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member. I see you in the building. Salute to all the new channel members. If you're not in the Discord, you got to get in the Discord. Really quick, let me just see something. Okay, cool. I was trying to see about maybe. Let me see something. Hold on. I'm feeling generous tonight. I think hopefully it remembers my information. Oh Lord, what happened to the chat? Yo, I swear, YouTube just. Hold on. I'm gonna try something, y'all. I don't know what happened to my chat. I lost it. Let me switch it. Let's see. Go back. Let me see what else you guys talking about while I try to troubleshoot this. Whose defense is terrible? Oh, Yabu. Well, I'm gonna say this. Yabu is not a good perimeter defender, right? He's definitely somebody who's vulnerable to defending on the perimeter. Hold on, let me just. What's going on? Why does it keep doing that? Come on, YouTube. You gotta work better, man. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. See if this goes through. Okay, I gifted a membership, man. Salute to Cash, man. Salute to Cash for getting the membership. I just gifted a membership, man. All right. Welcome to the Objective Knicks Fan Nation. All right. Happy to have you on board. On the way out, before I go, I do want to talk about the memberships, man. I do appreciate everybody for rocking with me. I have to go out. By the way, everybody, let's get ready to go over to Big Dog Talk Sports. I will be doing a show over there right after this at 9 o'clock. So in the next couple of minutes, I will be on Big Dog Talk Sports. Thought he would be in the chat. It's cool. But I'm going to be doing an NBA discussion over there, predicting the season. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. Anytime I get to talk NBA, I'm excited. But really quick, on the way out, I want to talk about the channel. When you happens when you join. You know, first off, salute to all the members that's joined the channel. I appreciate all your support, man. You know, it really helps out, goes a long way. When you join the channel, you get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, a place where we have debates and great conversation, and we talk about all things Knicks. If you're feeling the conversation on the channel and you want to continue it, join the Discord server. It's the best way to get more access to me. I go in there like I dropped a story about what happened at the fan appreciation night, the season ticket holder night, meet and greet. And it was interesting. I'm gonna have to record that for the rest of the members, but definitely get inside that Discord server. I got members only chats. Members get discounts on all of the products that we have, all of the merch, everything that we have here. Of course, the members also get access to exclusive content. This series, the Unfiltered Thought series. Usually it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just blacking out. and more. So definitely, if you're a subscriber, consider joining the channel. I do appreciate your support, man. And we're gonna get ready to go over to Big Dog Talk Sports, man. Hopefully, I see you guys there. All right, and salute to Cash, man. Cash, all the information you need to know is in the membership section. Size 9, man, you need to get a membership too, man. I could only imagine Size 9 in the Discord server. I ain't gonna lie, Size 9, you can't cause no controversy in the Discord server if you get there, because that's not a good look. All right? All right? I'm just messing with you, Size 9. The kid from the Wizards was serving us. It's preseason. Size 9 is preseason. Size 9, expect the comment of the week tomorrow. All right? But listen, y'all, that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. I'm gonna look at the top 10 gamification on the way out. Salute to Dorkosaurus Rex at the #1 spot. Old man Knicks fan, salute to you. Mellow Mike in the building. Salute to you, Mellow Mike. Latoria B in the place to be. I see you. My man Michael Server, channel member, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. I see you. Randu, channel member in the house. J-Tap Mob. Hopefully you accepted my double big lineup take. I appreciate it. Of course, the great Size 9. JJP NYC. I see you. And Stevie Nicks. Salute to you, Stevie Nicks. I appreciate the support you be giving me on TikTok, man. Definitely. I appreciate you guys. That's all I got for you, man. And until next time, as always, it's Go Knicks.